Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eve coming to you with another episode of Hit the Sled. Before we get started on this episode, I would like for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Hit the Sled, to my YouTube channel, Hit the Sled. But not only subscribe to my YouTube channel, but also like the videos as well. And also leave a comment too at the bottom of each video. That will help me a great deal as I progress further with Hit the Sled. But not only am I on YouTube, but also you can follow me on Instagram at Hit the Sled. I'm also on Twitter, and also I have a Facebook page as well. So I appreciate all the support. I appreciate people watching my videos. Hey, I truly appreciate it. We got more things coming. I truly appreciate it though. Thank you so much. Well, on this episode of Hit the Sled, as I preview the week 10 of the college football season, I gotta start with my school. The University of Michigan. We're coming off our bye week. We play Purdue on Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. But before we get to the game, we got to start with this controversy that keeps evolving, keeps going on, and that's about the sign stealing thing that's going on with Connor Stallion. This thing keeps dripping and dripping and dripping. More information keeps getting put out there, and this week we got another video apparently of someone that looks like Connor Stallion on the Central Michigan sideline. Whatever he was doing there, we don't know. Central Michigan was playing Michigan State. We don't know if that's really him, but it's a video of someone apparently that looks like Connor Stallion. Now, the head coach of Central Michigan is Jim McElwain. Jim McElwain, if you can remember, was the former coach of the University of Florida. He ended up being fired from Florida. He became the wide receiver coach at Michigan. From Michigan, he left Michigan to become the head coach over there at Central Michigan. So we don't know if that was actually him. Was a video out there showing that someone apparently that looks like Connor Stallion was on the Central Michigan sideline. But here's the thing: Jim McElwain said they went back to their notes. They don't know anybody. They don't know anybody with Connor. They don't have any passes that were given out to a Connor Stallion. So they're going through their investigation at their school to find out what's exactly going on. As that story evolves today, on Thursday, you got Pete Thamel reported early this morning that on a conference call early this morning, a vast majority of the Big Ten coaches are asking, they want Big Ten commissioner, new Big Ten commissioner, Tony Petit, to punish Michigan. Now, we don't know when Pete Thamel was saying a vast majority, we don't know if it's the entire Big Ten coaching fraternity, or is it a selected view, or is it just a large percentage. So we don't know as far as what he might be referring to as far as a vast. A vast can be different numbers. But there are coaches out there that are voicing, they're not putting their name on it. Let's make that clear. They're doing anonymous sources. They're not putting their name on it, but they're talking to reporters. We got another article that came out from the Athletic. That was done by Bruce Feldman and Nicole Armbacher, where they talked to 3 coaches, and these coaches feel like something should be done to Michigan. They're supposedly mad. They're supposedly upset about what's going on at Michigan. They feel like certain things need to be done. One of the things they talk about, they feel like Michigan had an unfair advantage. They're mad about it. They mad about the fact that they got to change the way they operate. Now think about that. These coaches are upset that they got to change the way they put up signs, that the way they operate. That's what they told the Athletic. That they're upset because of the way they've been operating the same way forever. Now they got to teach their kids how to operate differently. You got some feel like Michigan has been manipulating the game and cheating for 2.5 years. That's what they're saying. That's what they're telling. That's what the Athletic is reporting. Another coach told the Athletic that, what if a kid gets hurt because Michigan knows the plays, and can that kid sue the Big Ten? Think about what I just said. These are what these coaches are complaining about. One coach is complaining about that Michigan had an unfair advantage. Another coach is complaining that they got to change the way they operate. Another coach is complaining about Michigan changing. They've been manipulating the game and cheating for 2.5 years. One coach believes that Michigan has been cheating before Harbaugh started cheating. He wasn't winning nothing. The only reason why he's winning is because he's cheating. And now he's getting ready to get paid. I'm going to get to that because that's news down the line. That's news coming up. I'm going to talk about that. They're complaining that because of him cheating, now he's getting ready to get paid. Some coaches said this is a bad look on the Big Ten. The Big Ten can't be crying saying they're above the fray. And Michigan should be punished for that, for stealing signs. You got some coaches saying that if a kid gets hurt, kids supposed to can the kids sue the Big Ten? These are the things these coaches are talking about. They actually believe that some of these coaches believe that if a kid gets hurt against Michigan, and because Michigan knew the sign, the parents should be able to sue. That's what they saying. And while you got all this going on, while you got all this craziness going on, this euphoria, this craze in the college football world, quiet as kept, Harbaugh extension is getting closer. The university is trying to extend Harbaugh. They want to make Harbaugh the highest paid coach in the Big Ten. They ain't got no complaints about that. That's what they want to do. We got a reputable John U. Bacon. He's a reporter plugged into the University of Michigan. He's stating that the Board of Regents, he tweeted out, the Board of Regents, Ward Manuel, who's the AD, a former player, now he's the AD, respected by the way, and the school president, Santa Ono, all want Jim Harbaugh to get his extension and become the highest paid coach in the Big Ten. Michigan ain't got no problem. Michigan saying, man, what y'all, man, we ain't hearing what y'all talking about. We're gonna move forward with Jim. Whatever apparently has happened, they don't feel as though that's disqualifying for for Jim to get his extension. Some of the Board of Regents feel like Jim, the kids don't get in trouble, the kids graduate, and he win games. Why we need to fire him? Because supposedly this controversy was hired by a rival school. The firm hired by the rival school went there and got the information and took it to the NCAA. So the school like, man, we ain't worrying about that. We're gonna move forward. We're moving forward with Jim. My take about all this is, why are all these coaches crying? Why are they hollering? Why do these coaches want to allow the process to play out? I don't hear none of these coaches hollering and screaming when some of these schools cheat. Before NIL, they would cheat, get players, and those players score 4 or 5 touchdowns against them. Not cheat on them in recruiting. I don't hear none of these coaches crying about that. But this is the process is they are not allowing the process to play out. The Big Ten, these coaches are hollering and screaming for the Big Ten commissioner to jump in and do what? The Big Ten commissioner don't have no investigative part of. The Big Ten doesn't have an investigative unit. How are they going to gather evidence? How are they going to go about banning, punishing someone, punishing a school? Mind you, the first or second most popular school in the Big Ten. Punish them when we ain't got no evidence. Typically, the process is all infractions are handled the same way by the NCAA. The NCAA gets the evidence. This is how the process works. The NCAA, with their investigative, now hey man, the NCAA, they ain't really got no credibility. However, the way the process works in the NCAA is the NCAA gathers the evidence. They present the evidence to the school. The school has 180 days to respond. A judgment is made. After they respond, a judgment is made, and the NCAA issues punishment. That's the process. But for some reason, these coaches now, they want to, forget that. We ain't doing that. The Big Ten should go down there and punish Michigan when they ain't got no evidence. Because they got some evidence. They got some investigative firm who is selectively leaking information to the media. They want Michigan punished. Now we gotta be honest now. Whoever's doing the PR for this they need to be hired immediately. When all the evidence is laid, when everything is discovered, whoever is the investigative firm and who's doing the PR in this, they need to be hired because they doing an effective job. If I'm a sports owner, if I own an NFL franchise, I'm hiring that firm because they know what they're doing. Because they got Michigan look like cold trap. We got Tennessee out here giving out money before NIL in McDonald's bags. I don't hear all these hysterical on the SEC about people saying they were cheating. All these coaches crying and whooping. Well, how come none of these coaches was crying to say NCAA, let's put a helmet, let's put a speaker in the helmet of the quarterback or the middle linebacker so that we can talk to them, so that we can be able to, we don't need to do no signs. I ain't hear nobody screaming about that. Where are these coaches at? Let the system play its course. Let the system go through the process. Let the system work. That's the system. Why is it all of a sudden now we don't need to follow the system? We just need to punish unilaterally. We just need to punish. Just punish them. Just get Michigan out of there. You know why they doing that? They don't like Jim. They don't like Jim at all. Because Jim been punishing them for the past two and a half years. He been beating them down. 2 weeks ago, this sign stealing thing break out. They don't do it no more. They beat Michigan State 49-0. Now, moving forward, they got to continue to do that. But for right now, these coaches that's crying wolf, they shedding crocodile tears. In my opinion, this thing right here has gotten out of hand. Now, if Michigan did something wrong, and they deserve to meet the consequences, Jim included. One thing about Hit the Sled, I'm all about facts. I'm all about presenting information, and I gotta keep it real. I gotta tell the truth. That's my favorite school. I love Michigan football more than I love the Washington Redskins, and I gotta tell the truth. I have to tell the truth. If Jim does something wrong and the school did something wrong and coaches involved, gotta pay the consequence. But for those coaches to be screaming to Pete Thamel in a conference call to the new Big Ten commissioner Tony Petitti, the scream at him, and for coaches to be screaming to the media, to reporters, telling them Michigan should be unilaterally banned, Michigan is corrupt, Michigan is going to get somebody hurt. If a kid get hurt playing Michigan, they should sue. That's a bunch of BS. Come on now. Come on. Let's stop it. So this thing is getting out of hand. Michigan plays Purdue this weekend. Purdue, unfortunately, for them, they're 2-6. They're coming off a tough loss against Nebraska. They got beat down by Nebraska, and they're slowly trying to get it turned around. The defensive Ryan Walters, the head coach there, was the defensive coordinator at Illinois. He did a hell of a job against Michigan last year. That defense was ready to go. They played Michigan tight last year. So this is one of them games you don't take for granted. You just hoping that Michigan can come through. You got that game right there, and it's gonna be important that Michigan coming off the bye. The rest of these kids are motivated, man. They know there's a storm ahead of them. I'm anxious. I'm looking forward to see how they're gonna respond. It's important that they respond because the whole college football world is coming against them. They feel as though they're a bunch of cheats. That's what they feel. That's what they feel. So we're going to see. We're going to see on Saturday. As we move on to the other games, the first game I'm going to talk about briefly is the Ohio State-Rutgers game. To me, this is a little sneaky game right here. Rutgers been playing well. Rutgers playing well, man. Rutgers been playing well. You got to give Greg Schiano a lot of credit. He's got them playing well this season. They're playing it really, really well. So I'm interested to see how that game turns out. Ohio State against Rutgers. Next game I'm gonna talk about is Kansas State versus Texas. Kansas State 6-2. They having a typical Kansas State season. Not flashy, but really good. They go to Texas. Texas is gonna be without Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers' second game, he's gonna be out dealing with that bum shoulder. It's one of those things. Last week, Malik Murphy got the start. He went 19 for 30, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Malik hasn't played in a while. He got out there. He has to play better for Texas to win this game. If he don't play better, Texas will not win this game. I'm sorry. Texas will not win this game if he doesn't play well. This is gonna be a tough one. It's at Texas. It don't matter. Kansas State gonna come in there feeling like they can win. So we're gonna see. This is a tough one for Texas. It's a tough one. So we're gonna see, man. That's a very good game. The third game I'm gonna talk about is the Missouri-Georgia game. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I talked about Missouri going to Georgia. That game is here. Missouri's been playing well. Missouri 7-1. The lone loss, I believe, is to LSU. Missouri, I don't know nobody on the Missouri team. Nobody. But Missouri been playing well. Georgia won't have Brock Bowers. This is Missouri's opportunity to show what they got. Even if they lost, if they equip themselves, they play well, they do what they supposed to do, they should have a chance to do something. This is an important game. Very important game for Missouri. This is one of Missouri's opportunities to do well. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. I'm also looking forward to Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. That's the last Bedlam game we're going to see in a long time, man. This is the last Bedlam game before OU goes to the SEC. This has been a historical game right here, Bedlam. This is a big rivalry in the Central, down there in Oklahoma. And people's there, man, they've been going at it for years, man. They don't like each other. Oklahoma State, man, that's a rivalry there. One of the things I want to see how OU responds after that loss to Kansas last week. That was a devastating loss. Now they still got time to recover, but man, that was a devastating loss by OU. That was a big loss. They really took a L on that one. You know, so we're gonna definitely see about that. The fifth game we're gonna see. The fifth game I'm gonna talk about is the USC Washington game. That game is at the Coliseum. Washington been struggling the last 2 weeks. Washington's been struggling. They have not been playing well. They go to USC this weekend, and USC, the story is the story. USC, if Caleb wins, don't play well. If he don't play great, USC ain't gonna win. They can't win. If Caleb Williams don't play great, USC ain't even got a shot. And the reason why they don't have a shot is because of that defense. So Caleb got to play great this weekend. It is at the Coliseum. He's gonna be lined up to play big, but we're gonna see. Washington, they've been playing subpar football the last 2 weeks. It's one of them games, man, where it might be last man standing, last man with the ball. But Caleb got to play great. If Caleb Williams don't play great, USC won't win. And it's all because of that defense. That defense terrible, y'all. That defense terrible. They are not good. I've been talking about it for a while. Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator, they're not good. Lincoln Riley, I've been talking about it. Lincoln Riley got to make a decision at the end of the season. Do I keep my boy or do I make the hard decision I'm getting paid $7 million for? $7-8 million or whatever he's getting paid. It's a lot of money to make those hard decisions. That's what true leadership is all about. Being a leader, you got to be able to make tough decisions, and that's one of them right there. He's going to have to make a tough decision. You know, so that's going to be a big one right there. Then you got LSU, Alabama. This game right here, the loser of this game is out of the SEC West. They won't be going to the Georgia Dome to play Georgia, in my opinion. This right here is a big game in the SEC West. Slowly but surely, Bama been running back in the form. I don't know whether or not they're good enough to make it to the college football playoff this year. If they win the SEC, they'll get there. If they make it to if they win the SEC, they'll get there. But if they don't, they're not gonna get an outlawed bid. I don't believe they're not. This is not a typical Bama team. Next year, Bama team might be that team. I think next year is the year for Bama, but not this year. LSU also coming off a bye. They already got like 2 losses. Excuse me, they might not have 2 losses, but I know for a fact they took that bad L to Ole Miss with a crazy score. But it's one of those things where both teams are fighting for the SEC West. And whoever loses is out. Just put it simple as that. So this is like a playoff game right here. So they're going to be ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. This is going to be a hard for a game, y'all. The next one and the last one, I got to finish with Coach Prime, Oregon State versus Colorado. This Oregon State lost last week to Arizona, playing Colorado. Colorado 4-4. They've lost 4 out of 5. Colorado, man. They too light up front. We've been talking about the same issues for the past couple months. They're not playing well defensively. They're not playing well on the offensive line. Shedeur got to take painkiller injections at halftime. This is not. Oregon State is tough up front. Their front 7 is brutal. Their front 7 can play. It's kind of similar to UCLA. They got a tough road ahead of them. But we're going to see. The same issues for Colorado. This offensive line going to play better. Adjustments going to be made. Coverage issues. It's the same issues every week. We're going to find out whether or not they made those corrections. But I truly appreciate y'all. Hit the Sled. This E, man, I truly appreciate y'all checking me out on Hit the Sled. Follow me. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. But when you go to my YouTube channel and watch this video, subscribe. But not only subscribe, like the video and also leave me a comment. Those comments, I look at them because that's how I get better. I truly appreciate y'all though. Hit the Sled. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching.